Hello, my name is Dominic Martelli, and this is Bolo version 6 installation guide. So I'm going to teach you how to get Bolo started up and running. So the first thing we need to do is get MongoDB installed in our system. To do that, you go to MongoDB's website. This is right here. Go to Downloads and install MongoDB for the system that you're running it on. Currently, it works on all three main systems of Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So after it's downloaded and installed, what next I need you to do is open up a command prompt. I have one opened up right here using CMD, opened as administrator. So if MongoDB is set correctly, you should have the command Mongo ready to be used. So Mongo is installed. I don't have it running right now, so the connection failed, but it is running with version 3.2.7. The latest release said it's 3.4, but that update should not affect the system when running. Okay. Oh, if this is not possible too, where you don't have Mongo inside the environmental variables, you can always go to Program Files, go to MongoDB, Server, the version number, and bin, and once inside that folder, you should have the commands mongo and command mongod ready to use. Command mongod is the one you want to use to start the server. So after mongo is already installed, you want to run mongod, and now the database is now running on your system. Okay, so the first step, install Mongo, is now set. The second step is to get a SendGrid API key so that when we're running the application, we can send emails confirming bolos that are created. To do this, you need to go to SendGrid, website right here, and create a new account, which is free, there's no payment needed. And through that account, you need to generate the API key. To do this, I have to go to my dashboard after my account was created. Once the dashboard is loaded up, you'll go to Settings, go to API Keys, and I'll generate a new API key. The one I'm using right now is bolo_test. This is not the API key that you need. The API key that you need comes after create API key and general API key. You'll click this option and name the key to whichever name that you need. Doesn't matter the name at all. You would have to make sure that mail send is in full access. Click save, and a new key is generated for you. This key is what's needed inside the .env file inside Bolo. This key is needed so that you can start sending emails to other users when initializing and creating Bolos. So be sure to save this key because we're going to use it later. Okay, so now we have MongoDB and our key. The next thing that we need is our main application server, Node.js. To download this, go on this website, nodejs.org/en, English, and you would download the latest LTS, the long-term stability version. Once downloaded and installed properly, what you need to do is open up a new command prompt. So I will open up a new command prompt. Again, you can use bash or command prompt if you are on Linux or Windows. Run as administrator, or sudo if you're on Linux. And the first thing that you will need to do is test that you have Node installed. So to do this, type in node-v. This will print out the version you have installed. If done properly, it should be the correct version that you see behind this window. Also, to make sure, just in case, type in npm version. It may take a second, but it should print out the version number that you have too. Both of these are needed to run Bolo. Okay, so now we have MongoDB, the SendGrid API, and Node installed. We are ready to start running the application. So the application I have downloaded is right here, and it's Bolo zip. The zip that you should get should be provided for you through other means. If you are working on a senior project, most institutes send you the zip that you need. Inside the zip should be everything that you need to work on a repository and to start running Bolo. So extract the zip in a useful location. I have it extracted over here already. So I want to bring my command prompt into this place. This place for me specifically is in my users, my name, downloads, and Bolo folder. So I'm going to cd into that directory. Okay, and cd into Bolo. Okay, so I'm in Bolo's directory, and I see everything that I need right here. Alright. So the first thing I want to do right now is install the dependencies needed to get Bolo running. To do this, I will need to go into my code directory. Inside the code directory is everything I need for Bolo to get started and running. And the other directories, such as documents and posters, are just information on the project itself for version 6. So now that I'm in the code directory, let me clear this up a little bit. I want to do npm install. This is going to install all the dependencies needed for the Bolo program. This package.json sets all the dependencies I need, the version number and dependency names, and then downloads them automatically for me. This process may take a bit. So bear with me. You can always fast forward to when this ends. It should be in about probably less than a minute from now. But what is changing, if you are curious, is that it's creating a node modules directory inside this folder. Here's my node modules. It's being populated right now with all my dependencies that are needed. Should be just a few more seconds. Some of these depreciations also depend on the dependencies themselves. As an example, I did not download Lodash 1.0.2, but another dependency may download this for me so it can work correctly. So we're almost done here. We're not quite done yet. We know when we're done when we see a list of dependencies that were installed. And here's our list. So all these dependencies were now installed inside node modules. Alright, so that's done. We can now start running our code. So to run the code, I suggest looking into the README file. What we need to do to run the application should be, oh, excuse me, this is the old README file. The updated one I have is right here with this command, right? Let's put it in here for now. Is this command, app_URL with the domain used to log in. In this case, I'm running it locally without any external IP address. So I'm just using localhost :3000. And then I type in node, and then the name of the application where it starts. In this case for Bolo, it is app.js. So to make things simple, I'm just going to copy and paste this. Make sure I'm running this not into the code directory, but in the src, our source directory. paste in the code, and it should start running. Since we have the database still running in the background, it should start running the server and connect to the database. Excuse me. Try one more time. Excuse me. Must be something I have a little incorrect, but this should be working. I may have the order incorrect. On Linux, it is a bit different, where I can't just put the app URL before node. If I put it over, click with app. There we go. It is now up and running. Connected to our database, you can see a connection connected from 127.0.0.1, which is our local host, and we're ready to access the website. Great. So now we can log in. Don't worry about this information. It was pre-filled out by Google Chrome for me. Alright, so we have our server running. We can access it by using the password that's provided to us in the config.js file. The config.js file has the root password. I won't display it here, but if you have access to the code, you can see what the root password is. The only thing else we have to do is initialize the database. The database right now, since you just installed MongoDB, or if you already have no MongoDB, you do not have a Bolo collection yet. So, to start this up, right now I'm just going to get out of my node. Still in this directory, move on up one directory, and go into my scripts folder. Inside my scripts folder, I have a list of gulp files, which will initialize the database for me. So to use these, first I have to install gulp globally. So I would do npm install global and install gulp. Okay, now that gulp is installed, I can now sit in the right folder, type in gulp, and the script will store the database and set it to a default state. I would say yes in this case. So as you can see with the results, I have database Bolo has been dropped. If it exists in the database already, it will be dropped. And I have different agencies be created. First one is a null agency, which is what the root user has, and 3 different categories. So after all this is set, I now have a setup database that has a root user and 3 categories, and I'm ready to create Bolos. So now that it's all set, I'm going to go back, set up node again, that same command I used earlier, and try logging in. Again, the password is provided inside the config.js file for you. And I'm logged in. So now I can start creating new Bolos, creating new agencies, and manage the entire account. Okay, and that's how you get Bolo running on your server. Thank you for listening. and good luck working on this program. I spent a lot of time on it. I put my heart and soul into it, and I hope you do too, to improve this program in the future. Thank you for your time.